Hello people, my name's Graham Robinson and I'm one of the co-founders of KeySIM. We supply really special multi-network SIM cards. So this SIM card connects onto Vodafone, O2, EE and 3. It basically gives it supercharged coverage. There'll be lots of places that only have signal from one of the mobile networks, or maybe two, maybe three, and this SIM card will get coverage as long as there's a signal from one of the four, so wide area coverage. That's the basics of KeySIM. And I'm going to tell you about the sort of stuff that we get involved in with these Teltonica routers, because one's just popped up now, and I'm going to articulate to you what the end user is trying to achieve, how we're going to achieve it, and more importantly, how we very often have to do it on the fly after they've purchased it, okay? So, bit of an overview as to the technical backbone behind this, because if you've got this far, you might be a bit technical. Now, bear in mind, I am not the technical co-founder. KeySIM has another co-owner who is technical, and we have a private internet service provider pushing this traffic out to the internet, okay? So the traffic pops out from UK data centers. There's 4, there's one in Geneva, and there's a company that does that for us with a team. My tech co-founder is also part of the team, and then there's me. So I'm only half techie, but I'll try and explain it. So we kind of got roped into supplying hardware as well. We were never meant to be a hardware vendor, but so many businesses preferred us to just pop the SIM in, do all the programming, and send it out. So we did it, and we're a Teltonica Gold partner now, and we sell quite a lot of these 4G routers. So we've sold one to a customer based in the UK. Ship the router, ship the SIM, job done. They then have shipped it off overseas to be integrated into their solution, okay? Which is monitoring things, okay? And as per usual, the team in the UK have not fully explained what was needed. And then we receive an email like this. We wish to use the router for diagnostics with internal server XXX to view the data remotely when it is installed in the UK. The IP address of our system is XXX, their system being the system that is plugged into there. And there is also another system on IP address XXX, which is plugged into there. And we can't remotely access it over the KeySIM IP address. Well, you wouldn't, because KeySIMs have private, static, fixed IPs, okay? But they're private. You cannot access a KeySIM IP address over the public internet, right? Them kind of SIMs do exist, publicly accessible ones, and without going into too much detail, we think they're absolutely horrific. I'll do another video about that, separately. Public IPs, hate them. Okay, so first of all, the client needs to remotely access this. So how are we going to get them access to the private IP address on the SIM card? So we have a service called Keysecure, okay? And we build the customer a VPN, which they can just connect onto using the laptop, or we've got an iOS version as well. When they connect onto that VPN, we bring them into the core of the KeySIM network, okay? Without access to anything, apart from the SIMs that we assign into their VPN group, okay? So once we've done this, bingo, they have got remote access to the private IP address on the SIM card over the VPN. No VPN software needed in here. No VPN services at all needed anywhere. This is a SIM VPN. Saves power, saves costs, saves data, saves messing around with anybody else's third-party stuff. It's clean. And anybody that's into technology will know the more bits you can remove from the equation, the better. The more component parts you can dump into a single supplier, VPN, SIM card, router, one place to go. One company can fix it all. That's us. Anyway, So the problem here is they didn't ask for it. So very, very quickly, I can go to my tech team and say, can you please build me a VPN for this customer and assign this one SIM card to it that's now overseas, okay? They do that, give me the credentials, go back to the client. They've now got access to private IP address. But remember what I said before, the customer has plugged two things in here. But can you see that one of them is a LAN port and one of them is a WAN port? So you're not going to be able to remotely access anything plugged into the WAN because that's for outbound internet. Dead easy. We instruct them how to convert the WAN to LAN. Bingo, we've now got two LAN ports. Job done. The IP address of their system conflicts with the IP address of the router. So the next part of the instruction is match them up. Change the IP address of the router to bring it onto the same network as your systems. Next one, they want to access it on port 80, their system. The router interface is port 80. Easily fixed. Change the router interface port to port 81, and now you can use external port 80, set up a port forward rule inside the router to hit your IP address on port 80. Job done. The customer is going to have private remote access to their system over the KeySIM network, and it's going to be built retrospectively while it is overseas. And then the customer says, we won't be able to test this though until we've shipped our box of parts now back to the UK, will we? And we're like, yes, you can, because KeySIM doesn't just work on 4 networks in the UK, it works on between 2 and 4 mobile networks in every country in Europe and more across the rest of the world. We see quite a lot of use in America on AT&T and T-Mobile. So when it comes to this, the tech team just wanting to do a quick test, we can just pop it onto the global plan, do the test, ship it to the UK. Job done. While we're on the subject of remote access, I'll tell you about another quirky little thing that we did. So sometimes it's absolutely necessary to have public access to a SIM card, yeah? But assigning a public IP to every SIM is costly and a little bit suicidal from a data protection perspective, because anybody on Google can try and connect to your SIM, okay? We've got a really clever alternative, which is called the KeySIM port forwarder. So let's say this customer says, we can't log on to a VPN. It has to be public. If they tell us what port they want to hit, call it port 80, we can actually build them a port forward system. So it'll be a public IP and a random port, anything up to, 65,000. When that hits our ISP, that will translate and hit port 80 on their SIM. We still don't like them, because if somebody guesses the IP address and port, it's still gonna find its way to the endpoint of the SIM. We know that you can firewall off and reject, but by that point, the conversation's happening, data's being consumed, stuff can get clogged up. Still not great, but sometimes unavoidable. Our favorite though is the Keysecure VPN. Absolutely secure, fully managed. You can have as many VPNs as you like. Customers have multiple VPNs, so they could say, well, this VPN can connect to this set of SIMs, this VPN can connect to this set, this VPN can connect to all of them. Mix and match it, dead easy. Dead easy now it's built. So yeah, there we go. That has been today's jobs. One of them, setting that up. And actually, whilst I'm on, another email has come in, and this is about setting up another VPN. I'll do another video about that. This is for an alarm receiving center. But yeah, there's brands up and down the country now rolling out KeySIM and Keysecure all the time.